Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Fishing with Flair. Today I'm going to be doing a frog. This is going to be a modification video, and I'm going to talk about how to modify this frog. This one in particular is a Booyah Pad Crasher. It was just one that I had not any modifications done to from the day I bought it. And so I was just going to go in. I know a lot of you guys ask some questions on length of legs, whether to bend the hooks up or not. Put rattles in it, put super glue around the nose of it or something like that. Like, ask questions. So I'm just going to kind of go over what I do and what works for me and some other things that I don't do but you could do. So I'll start off. First thing that I do when I first get a frog is I trim the legs of it. So I take it out of the package, and I do this for most of my frogs. Sometimes you can leave the legs this long if you wanted to straight out the pack. And sometimes I cut them real short, so they're real stumpy, like, you know, something like that. But most of the time, this is just a general rule of thumb. What you want to do is flip your frog upside down. And when you flip your frog upside down, you want to bring the legs down alongside the frog, just like you see there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut the legs to the same length of the body. So let's say the body is 2.5 inches. You're going to cut the legs down to the same length as the body. That's just a good rule of thumb. So you're going to find where it's at. So you're going to bring your finger down, find where it's at, keep your finger in place, and you're going to hold it just like this, grab your scissors, and cut it. Just like that. So you can see that's actually exactly, yeah, that's probably right where I would cut it most of the time, as you can see there. And so then you could, of course, cut the other one the same length. Another thing you can do is you can offset them a little bit and maybe not cut the second one quite so short. So you could do something like this. You do something like that, and see the one is a little bit longer than the other, and that will give you a little bit more walking action if you're just slowly walking back and forth. I found that I can walk it just as well with them trimmed the same size, so I usually do trim them the same size. So if this was my frog, I would trim it up just a little bit and make them even. So just like that, that's probably the length. You can go a little bit shorter than that, but that's probably a good place to start. Another thing you can do is you can bend the hooks out. So you can see where the hooks are right now are kind of actually bent in. And I don't actually do this. I've done it and I don't like it because I get hung up more, but this is just, I'm just letting you guys know something that you can do. So what you can do is just take your pair of pliers and just go like this and just bend your hooks up a little bit. Make sure not to pinch down the barb, of course. And you can just rotate it up, and that'll give you a little bit, I didn't bend it hard enough, but you guys get the point of what you can do, and that'll give you better hookup ratio. I know a lot of people do it, but I don't, because if your frog lands like this in the pads and your hooks are exposed more and tilted up, then you're just going to get hung up and there's going to be slime and moss on it and stuff like that. So, and I've never had a problem, to be honest. The one key I found with frog fishing that some people make mistakes on is setting the hook too soon. When your frog gets hit, I wait probably 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi instead. I know people that'll hit and they yank it or wait 1 second. The longer you wait, they're not going to spit it out. They think they just killed a frog. They're not going to let it out because they feel that it's not real. You know, their brain is the size of a pea. They're not going to be able to figure that out. So just give them an extra second, and you can do that. And then the last thing that you can do is stick worm rattles in it. So you can see there's a worm rattle there. You can buy these at Cabela's, Bass Pro, Tackle Warehouse, anything like that. And what you can do if you want a little bit more sound is you just go right there and you can stick this in the hole. Yeah, so let's see if I can get it. There we go. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see, but just like that. And then you continue to push it all the way. I'm not going to stick it all the way because I don't want to rattle in this one. But in case you did, you just stick it all the way through until it's in here and bouncing around. And as you can hear, and you can stick 2, probably up to 3 in there, and that'll give your frog a little bit more sound. Or you can stick a bead in it, and you can do that. And one thing I didn't bring with me is super glue, but what you can do if you're experiencing a problem with your frog taking in too much water, every time you bring it in, if you have to squeeze it to get water out, what you can do is you get some super glue and put it around the eyelet of it, and also right where you just inserted the rattles. And I would not, that little, there's a little hole there, hopefully you guys can see that. That is made to get the water out of it, so don't block that one. But you can always put some super glue there and dab some on the nose, and that should take care of your problem of your frog taking in any water. So that's it for my frog modification video. If you guys have any questions or more modifications you'd like me to do, I can go ahead and do that for you. And that's it. Thanks for watching.